brought crystal clear what they don't teach us in seminary. There may be some conversation around the life cycle of a congregation, but there's very little, if any, conversation about how do you help a congregation die well. There are some congregations that have reached the end of their life cycle, and we have to find ways to lovingly, with warmth and nurture, help them die well, because resurrection can't happen until death takes place. And y'all went through the challenging, difficult parts of helping a congregation die so resurrection can take place. It would have been a little bit easier had all had been on board so that one can die well for resurrection to take place. But sometimes we have tough deaths, amen? The other thing that seminary doesn't teach is how to deal with deferred maintenance. Seminary doesn't teach really how to deal with finances and how to make all of that happen. My congregation is 123 years old in the Morgan Park community on the south side of Chicago. We're the second oldest African-American congregation in our community. Our sanctuary is 80 years old. It was built during the Depression. And yes, we invest a lot of funds in keeping the building going. And with deferred maintenance, with a lot of focus around caring for the upkeep of a building, it does end up taking away from the resources that you have for ministry. And it really does make you question, what is our mission? Is our mission to maintain buildings, or is our mission to impact the lives of people that God has entrusted to our care? And so it's always fighting that challenge. My congregation has been blessed in that we have had family members, extended family members. We built social capital where we've been able to get resources to be able to do both. But I know that congregations are fighting, having to pick and choose. Do I get my medicine today, or do I get my food today? And that's the same analogy, I think, with congregations. Do I do deferred maintenance this week, or do we try to do ministry this week? And we really need to be thinking about, are there other ways that we can reimagine and revitalize so that our buildings may be a monument to the work that we're doing in that community, but it ought not to be our movement, and it ought not to be our mission. And so this is the ongoing conversations that we're going to have. We're still trying to figure out what ministry is going to be and become going forward. So we need to be utilizing this time to really be thinking about what's the purpose of these buildings, and what is God really calling us to? What is God up to in the communities for which God has entrusted to us, that we can then utilize our buildings for, instead of only being focused around it being to keep us insular.